Hey, and when we come back, last week we were talking about how to track your firearms. And we've got another exciting guest, Len with GUNTRAK, joining us in the next segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
And, you know, Bill, last week we talked about our good friend Reed, who passed away and had a lot of firearms, firearm accessories, in addition to other toys and ammunition. And his family was left with, he didn't really have an accounting of it, so to speak. Correct. And he had a lot of stuff, high-end stuff, brand new stuff. And his family was left with the task of rehoming these things, identifying them, putting a value on them, and rehoming them. And I know that your spouse, Karen, and my spouse, Casey Jane, both kind of, you know, stood on the side and said, don't you dare do that
exactly.
to us.
With a waving, shaking
Casey was
finger.
Almost doing it with a, you'll die soon.
Yeah, exactly.
kind of a thing.
Exactly.
You know, and so you were able to, Reed's wife, Nan, was able to, knew you as a friend, and you were able to help out with that. But we both came up with the same name as a solution in large part to this kind of a malady, to this kind of a dilemma, and that was Len Morales with GUNTRAK. And we are very happy to have Len join us again on Gun Radio Utah. We've had you on a few times before, but never more appropriate than right now. Len, thanks for coming back on.
Well, thank you, Clark, and thank you, Bill. I really appreciate you guys bringing me on.
Yeah, no problem. So, Len, tell us about, well, how long has GUNTRAK? Tell us what the app is really briefly, and then how long have you been doing this?
Sure. GUNTRAK has now existed for about 5 years. I started it, the first launch of the mobile app went live in 2019 as a beta, and it has progressively gone into a more hybrid version, can be accessed by your computer. And now we also have a software version for those that don't want to put anything up into the cloud. So we have 3 different versions of GUNTRAK that exist today.
And you can understand, I mean, some of us, you know, don't want that stuff in the ethereal, out in the thing, even though, and we'll have you talk about it later, the safety and security that you have on this system. But I'll tell you, when I first found out, I had been searching for, well, to be honest, I used an Excel sheet. I used, you know, an Excel sheet to list everything, and I thought, hey, I have got this down. This is perfect. Until it wasn't, until it suffered from so many problems and in loading pictures in and accessories, and it was just a hassle. And so I had certain requirements that I wanted and certain categories and that, and I got looking and looking, and I found yours, and your GUNTRAK.APP checked every single one of the boxes and more. So anyway, tell us in short what you can load your guns into it. What else can you put into it, and what things about the firearms and accessories can you put in?
Sure. Well, GUNTRAK was actually designed to be flexible for the user, and there's different use cases and different ways users would, you know, potentially want to use it. We have some shooters that just want to record their shooting data, and then some that just want to record ammo. So GUNTRAK really encapsulates all your different parts of your inventory, and it enables you to you know, reference your firearm and then have everything that's attached to it, which are all your accessories. A lot of people don't understand the value when you know, when we're talking about selling a firearm, for instance. You have frames, you have lights, you have holsters, you have grips, you have lasers, you have all these different accessories that also increase the value of that particular piece. So for someone who is looking to have a trust established for all their firearms, it's very helpful to organize all of their information in one record.
Exactly. You can put photos in there, full color photos. And what you said about targets, you can literally take a photo of your target.
Yes.
And upload it and make notes on it. The other thing that I found interesting that I hadn't even thought of is gunsmithing. is if you put your gun into gunsmithing or you do some gunsmithing on it, you can record that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that, Clark, because we have some shooters now that are using it to reference how that particular caliber or that particular type of ammo interacts with their firearm. And they can see the characteristics of that just through recording it.
Okay, so we're going to have the types of guns, the make, model, the caliber, the serial number. Why, and for the obvious reasons, why do we put serial number in there?
You know, there's a critical element that you really need if you're ever in a situation where you have to file a claim. They're going to want the serial number. In addition to, your most insurance companies will require it as a means of reimbursing you.
Yeah. Now, Bill Pedersen, my co-host right there, he's big into all the technology and all this kind of stuff. And he has talked to me about the safety, the security, the online type of things. Bill, what were your thoughts when you looked at the security of this site and the security of the data that's on it?
Well, they use an AES encryption protocol, which is great. I mean, that's what our federal government uses. That's what a lot of companies will use to encrypt that, secure data that you want to keep and protect. And so that to me is very, I would say comforting to know that it has that. But to leave something like you may have you mentioned this earlier on an Excel spreadsheet, I mean, that's very vulnerable. I mean, even if you were to have your account hacked, it might be a Google account, a Google Drive account, or a Microsoft account. I mean, those are hackable. I mean, people can get into these. But when I've got something that's got a little bit more encryption embedded into the application, it's gonna make me feel a lot better, and I'm not gonna worry about, okay, not any Joe Blow is gonna be able to access this information. So
right about now, Gun Radio Utah listeners are wanting to know where to go to get this, to find out more about it. Tell us the contact information for that.
Sure. You can visit GUNTRACK.APP. That's just GUNTRACK.APP. And there you'll find the 3 different versions that are available. The mobile app is absolutely free, so there's no commitment, nothing you have to do, no credit card required. You can download it and use it absolutely free. If you're more interested in doing something for, let's say, a living trust or something like that, where you want to record and have it in your physical presence, I would recommend using the software version, which you can download it, and it downloads onto your computer and installs only on your computer. The database is fully encapsulated on the same computer hard drive, and it's encrypted to AES 256-bit standards.
How technically savvy do you have to be to put this stuff on, to record, your collection of stuff?
Yeah, it's a good question, Clark. It's designed to be extremely easy, and it enables you at any step of the process. You can stop, you can start, you can add to that particular record at any time by editing it. So if you don't want to upload all your images at one point, you don't have to do that. You can enter the serial number, or you don't have to enter serial number. So we really let you use it the way you want to use it. If you just want to record the name of the piece, and then you want to record some of your ammo for it, or just, you can get as detailed oriented as you really want. And that's what GunTrack enables you to do.
And then let's say you do pass away, and then your spouse would just have the password or something like that to get into it?
Correct. Yeah.
And can you print out reports, or print out, like, can you make a list of, give me all the revolvers I have, or something like that?
Yes, that's a current feature we just added. So there's 2 different ways to print. We have an export feature that you can actually export to an Excel file if you prefer. And we also have a print feature that will create a PDF document of each firearm record. And it's really nice to be able to share or print.
very good. And then this is something we were talking a little bit before we came on. But, for our NFA items, I'll just say suppressors for keeping it simple, and our truss. is there a way that we can upload that documentation online that, okay, I could actually share this information, my login credentials with a trustee on my trust, that then if something were to happen, I don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be lost.
Yes. And that's exactly what you can do with the document upload for each firearm record. You can include those important NFA documents for each record.
You know, and I didn't really think about it that much until this, you know, this dealing with this of our friends, but it's like, holy cow. I mean, I didn't realize that, you know, this could really, I mean, if you have suppressors or fully automatics or SBRs or whatever, I mean, this could really make it a disastrous event for your spouse. And I'll guarantee you she'll be cussing you all the way to hell, probably, to do this. So, but that was really good to know.
So what kind of a deal? What kind of a deal do we have, Len, for Gun Radio Utah listeners?
For Gun Radio Utah listeners, we have, and we don't do this often at all. I don't think we have any promotions out there, but for Gun Radio Utah listeners, if you just sign up with promo code GRU, you will get 25% off of the subscription.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Nice. GRU, as in the Minions GRU, or Gun Radio Utah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gun Radio
Thank
Utah.
you. Len, that's right. Go to GUNTRACK.APP, GUNTRACK.APP. And you got to you have a great website, by the way. Extremely informative, very nicely done. I'm so envious of your website. I mean, and it's got pictures of you. It talks about you. And you're a shooter.
Oh yeah. I love this. My hobby for sure.
So, in fact, I think I am just going to go ahead and get the newest one because, Bill, you know, my project of late has been gathering up a lot of stuff from disparate locations. Yeah. But now I can gather it up and put it.
You're free now. Free to fill your feed with impossibly chunky chunkers who chunk harder than you ever thought possible.
Cats, corgis, babies, baby penguins, baby pandas, chunky baby pandas.
Free to make your smart devices do silly things. Free to open a world of remote work and a portal into Gametopia.
Who's the boss now?
Free to be everything you imagine, and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber Internet. Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service in select locations only.
At Fry's, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores, so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Fry's, you can always save with our lower prices. Fry's has lowered prices across the store on items like coffee, cheese, ice cream, paper towels, and even trash bags. And with Fry's lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Into its appropriate space because I already have the GUNTRACK.APP site, and so now I can do even more.
Yeah.
All right.
Great information, Len.
One thing I do want to say is congratulations, Len.
Oh.
I hear you are taking on a spouse.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was probably my biggest accomplishment so far.
Awesome, Len. Thank you so much for being on Gun Radio Utah. We greatly appreciate the things that you contribute to the Second Amendment community, and I can't thank you enough for an application that is so simple as this, to really think about the long-term futures for gun owners. So thank you very much. And we've got a lot more to cover here on Gun Radio Utah. So stay with us, and we'll be right back.